This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky Morning Start right here on WKYT. Good morning, Wednesday, August 3rd. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your morning.
And we have a pretty nice day going on out there with some fog. Now at 6:30, a man accused of killing a sleeping 6-year-old boy is going to be in a Woodford County courtroom today. A major ruling expected in that case. The story is straight ahead.
A flight from India has been involved in what's being called an incident in Dubai. What we know about the flight coming up.
We'll update that, and also it is the first day of school for more students in Central Kentucky. Find out which schools are starting up today. Ahead on WKYT This Morning.
And we're looking at that patchy fog outside early this morning. Good news here is no rain to start off your day. So we're looking across the region. You look back toward West Virginia, and there are a few showers heading our direction. I'll show you where I expect those showers to remain in toward the afternoon. Coming up.
All right, let's get everybody up to the minute on the news.
Today, a judge is expected to determine if a man accused of brutally killing a Woodford County boy is competent to stand trial.
Ronald Exantis is accused of breaking into a Versailles home in last December, randomly stabbing 6-year-old Logan Tipton to death. And WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us live from Versailles with more there. It's going to be happening in Woodford County. Mark?
Good morning, Bill. The state's psychiatric evaluation of Ronald Exantis is the key to determining whether the 32-year-old is competent to stand trial. Now, the judge is expected to hear the results of that evaluation here in 3 hours and then to decide whether the murder case against Exantis will go on to trial. Now, the registered nurse from Indianapolis is accused of breaking into a home here in Versailles and stabbing a sleeping boy to death back in December. Exantis' attorney says she does not know why it happened. She says she only knows he had a psychotic break. She tells WKYT that 32-year-old does not even remember stabbing 6-year-old Logan Tipton. According to the defense attorney, Exantis has regained his sanity because he is heavily medicated now. However, Logan's family doesn't buy it. They think that's just an excuse to dodge a trial. Now, as we wait to hear what the judge decides today, we of course will be inside the courtroom bringing you updates on air and online. This is a very important hearing that will really determine where this high-profile case goes from here. And this hearing starts at 9:30 this morning. Live in Versailles, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thanks, Mark. We're tracking a breaking news alert this morning. Emirates, the biggest airline in the Mideast, is confirming that a flight from India with 275 passengers on board was involved in an accident at Dubai's main airport. WKYT's Sean Moody is at our alert desk with details on this.
Hey there, Rebecca. A lot of details still coming into our newsroom. In fact, Emirates Airlines just tweeted that there were 282 passengers and 18 crew on board, and they say that all the passengers and crew are safely accounted for. All the passengers, crew got off that Boeing 777 safely when something went wrong at the Dubai airport. Emirates Airlines said that airplane had flown from India to Dubai when it apparently crash landed there at the airport. Now check out this video just into our newsroom. You can see smoke billowing into the air above that airplane. There's no word yet on exactly what caused this incident. That's something investigators will look into. The Boeing 777 has been in service since the 90s, and it's been praised for its ease of evacuation in the past. When these airplanes are certificated, the manufacturers have to demonstrate that they can get everyone off the airplane within 90 seconds in the case of something like this. When you see the smoke coming from that airplane, that 777 there in Dubai with no reports of injuries, you have to think that a speedy evacuation was a big factor. Now, the BBC is reporting that departures there at Dubai have been delayed until further notice. We're certainly going to keep an eye on this story and keep you updated. Bill, Rebecca, back to you.
A lot of questions there. The CBS Broadcast Center just informing us they will have the latest on this, of course, coming up at the top of the hour on CBS This Morning. There is some good news in Lexington. The power is back on for hundreds of customers after a late-night crash. They were left in the dark and with no air overnight. Police say a van and an SUV crashed on South Broadway at Pine Street last night. That SUV then took out a power line. Police arrested the driver of the van on suspicion of drunk driving. At one point, about 600 Kentucky Utility customers were without power. And outbound South Broadway was also closed in the overnight hours. The power was restored and the road reopened just before 5:30 this morning. A man accused of murdering a northern Kentucky couple will be returning to court today. State police charged Craig Pennington with the murders of Bobby Jones and Crystal Warner in Washington County. But so far, the couple's bodies have not been found. Their families are not giving up. They're planning another search this weekend.
We now know when the case against a well-known Eastern Kentucky attorney will go to trial. Eric Kahn, along with Judge David Daugherty and Dr. Alfred Atkins, are accused in a massive disability benefit scheme. Investigators say the three men defrauded the Social Security Administration out of millions of dollars. The three men are set to stand trial on June 5th. After starting the first week of August with wet conditions, we should stay pretty much mostly dry throughout your hump day.
Yeah, it looks pretty good out there this morning. We do have some fog in the region. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is in our First Alert Weather Center looking ahead to your Wednesday.
Yeah, that's going to be our main concern early this morning is the fog threat as you're walking out the door and traveling there on the roadways, especially east and southeastern Kentucky. If you typically have fog in east and southeastern Kentucky, just know this, it's going to be way worse because you had some rain yesterday in those areas, just some passing showers. And this afternoon, there is that possibility that you could have that this afternoon in the eastern zones too. But check out Jackson, some valley fog. Usually it's not covered up this much. So this is some thicker fog, more widespread in that area. Frankfort looks pretty good. Lexington, some lower lying fog, not all that bad. Temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Now we get into your afternoon, 88 degrees with that small chance of rain. And the smaller chance is going to be central, northwest, south. The better opportunity is far eastern Kentucky. You get off towards, say, Rowan County, and then work your way down into, say, Morgan County, Breathitt County, Perry County, and then go back toward the east. That's your best bet. We're going to get into that. I'll show you the timing on that coming up.
A public meeting will be held in Powell County this evening to address concerns over the oily residue left behind after a lightning strike hit a gas substation of a pipeline Monday. Several people living near the pipeline on Highway 15 tell us they're still cleaning up the oily substance after much of it landed on their cars and homes. Investigators are still trying to figure out if the substance is dangerous, but the owner of the pipeline, Kinder Morgan, says there is no danger to the community. Still, the Powell County Judge Executive is asking for evidence to back up that claim. Tonight's meeting starts at 5 o'clock at the Clay City Municipal Building. The Judge Executive says anyone with concerns over the issue is invited to attend. Lexington police are investigating after a man showed up at a St. Joseph hospital with a gunshot wound this morning. Police tell us the victim showed up around 12:30 with a gunshot wound to the shoulder. We're told it's a non-life-threatening injury and the man's expected to be okay. However, police say he is not being cooperative. It was originally thought that the shooting may have occurred near Red Mile Road, but police tell us they searched the area and found nothing.
A man accused of robbing a woman in a church parking lot is back in Lexington now to face a judge today. Robert Schultz and Harvey Smith were arrested in February. Police say the man pulled a knife on a woman outside a church on Winchester Road and stole her purse. They were arrested after a police chase that went through Scott and Grant counties. Harvey is now in the Lexington Detention Center and will be arraigned on several charges this afternoon. Well, Lexington city officials are looking at the Central Library that's just down the street as a possible location for a new city hall.
In a joint statement from both the city of Lexington and the public library, the city says they're exploring the possibility of buying the Central Library building on Main Street. The city plans to hire a consultant to study whether the building would be a good fit for City Hall. The library says they will want to keep a presence downtown, so the Central Library building does not meet their current and future service needs, so they may think about really taking this on as a possibility.
Yeah, we'll see, and we'll follow up on that. It's the first day of school for more students in Central Kentucky. Students in Estill County start a brand new school year today. They're among the few schools that resume classes this week. Frankfort Independent started back on Monday, and a handful more go back tomorrow. A majority of schools across eastern and central Kentucky start back beginning next week. You can find your school start date among a list of all the start dates for Central and Eastern Kentucky. We have that up for you right now on WKYT.com. Exciting time of the year, you know.
Let's get a check of traffic.
Yeah, let's do that. See what's going on out there bright and early this morning with our look, first of all, at the region. Here's the current traffic situation on I-75, I-64. Everything running fine. We have no reports of any major problems this morning out there. The Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government Live Drive Cam, Georgetown Road and New Circle.
Showing everything looking okay as well. You can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download it for free in the app or Google Play stores.
And that way you know exactly what you're facing when you head out there. Hey, we have a lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Wednesday morning.
The Boston Police Department has received national recognition in its attempts to build relations with community members. Coming up, find out how they say the key to their success is a favorite dessert.
We have some patchy fog out there early this morning, and it looks like as we travel off towards your afternoon, it's going to be like yesterday afternoon where most of us are dry. Not all of us. I'm going to show you where I expect that rain and when the storms move back in the next few days. That's coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Current visibility is an issue for us early this morning. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. Here's the look outside, and it's not a good one. In most locations, a little patchy fog here and there. 9 miles showing up now in Jackson, kind of a void spot down towards southeastern Kentucky. But I promise you this, if you go down into the valley areas, there's no doubt about it, you have some fog. Lexington coming in at 2 miles over toward the airport, which is on the west side of town. We're on the east side of town, and it's not extremely foggy here. We're having a little bit of fog, but not too bad. Head down 75. London, Corbin area, all the way to Williamsburg, looking at a little fog as well. Nothing going on this morning, but I do want you to focus your attention back toward Lawrence County and Kentucky, and also make your way into West Virginia. That is where we are going to see the best opportunity of rain for today. It's not a great chance, but it is there as this system continues to churn and throw off a couple of showers for us. Anywhere from, say, Moorhead down toward Morgan County, go down 460 in Magoffin, and then Breathitt down to Perry. Those areas will be the best bet back toward the east, okay? The rest of us, we can't rule out a slight chance at a pop-up shower, thunderstorm, but for the most part, we're going to be dry. So this is the day you got to knock out that yard work. I will be doing yard work, I promise you that. As I head out throughout the afternoon, once I get off work and be able to knock that out. So a little fog this morning, that's the main thing. Hey, don't forget, jump on Twitter real quick. If you have your phone in your hand, get on Twitter, Micah Harris WX. Take a picture of what it looks like outside and send it to me. I'll give you a shout out this morning. There you go. By the afternoon, I just want to see what it looks like around the region and just not at these airports what they're saying. I really want to see and show it off for you. So 4 p.m. later on this afternoon, holding on to those few showers over toward eastern Kentucky. And then the rest of us, you can see it's just mainly dry. So really it's about the temperatures today, mid to upper 80s. Go throughout the night and into tomorrow, we'll hold on to that chance of rain. You see it back towards 65, nudging in here. Here's 8 a.m. and you can see most of us are dry during that time tomorrow morning, but watch as we travel through your day. Look at that. Sliding on in. Here's 7 p.m. Anywhere from 2, 3 p.m. is when it looks to move on in. Timing on it right now, subject to change, but nonetheless, afternoon and evening will be your best bet tomorrow with those showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms too. And it's bad news because we got the 127 yard sale kicking off tomorrow, and that's a long yard. You're talking 690 miles of straight yard sale, man. That sounds like a blast right there. It goes all the way from Addison, Michigan to Gadsden, Alabama, where my family is located. So that's a long ways, but yes, 127 yard sale. Here we go, guys. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It'll be a lot of fun for a lot of people getting out and about, but it won't be fun for some who are going to be dealing with some rain as it looks like that rain moves in tomorrow. Remember, afternoon, evening hours, so heads up for that. Yeah. Keep in mind, if your stuff's outside in the yard, you might have to make it a garage sale. Just keep that in mind.
Well, if I know you, you'll take about $3 and head out to the garage sale.
I'm going to find a deal, I'm telling you. I always do.
All right. Micah, thank you. 646 right now.
City officials in Boston are helping their police department bridge relations between the community and its officers with a new set of wheels.
This is fun. Boston's mayor presented police with a brand new ice cream truck this week. Yeah, the ice cream truck is part of Operation Hoodsy Cup, in which police officers go around the city's neighborhoods and they hand out free cups of ice cream to children there in the community. Really make a connection with them as well. Boston's police commissioner says the program started 6 years ago and it has since received national recognition.
I love going around. You know, I remember in the White House talking about our ice cream truck and everyone got a chuckle out of it. But when I explained the rationale of how it lets us meet the young kids and how the young kids are where we have to go at to build the trust, they understand it, and now some of those departments are buying ice cream trucks.
Commissioner Evans says around 120,000 cups of ice cream have been passed out since the program debuted back in 2010. Everybody seems to enjoy it, and it sounds like it is really working there for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah. Good to have you with us on WKYT 647 right now. Our top stories are on the way.
More news. Stick around with us.
Coming up, an Emirates plane crash lands at Dubai Airport. The latest on this breaking news.
Plus, John Dickerson on GOP tension after Donald Trump says he won't endorse some Republican leaders backing him. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back. At 6:50 this morning, 275 people were safely evacuated from a Boeing 777 that crashed this morning in Dubai.
It's a story we've been watching the last few minutes, and one of the stories making headlines this morning. WKYT Sean Moody in with us this morning and joining us with what's trending on the web.
Hey there, Bill and Rebecca. Dubai's media office confirms emergency teams are responding to the main Dubai International Airport. Dubai-based Emirates says flight EK521 was arriving from India when it crashed. The Mideast's biggest airline says 282 passengers and 18 crew members were evacuated safely. The investigation into how the crash happened is now ongoing. CBS This Morning will have the latest at 7 o'clock. It took almost 9 hours, but power has now been restored to hundreds of KU customers. A crash on South Broadway near Pine Street last night was to blame. One of the drivers was arrested on suspicion of DUI. A Madison County man is one of 14 people now facing federal charges in connection with an illegal gambling ring out of California. You can read the details of that story right now on WKYT.com. And Cynthiana is gearing up for the Walking Dead Day. It's this Saturday. As many as 30,000 people are expected to be in the town of just 6,000 this weekend.
All right, Sean, I know you did a story on that yesterday. Folks can check that out on our website as well. So that, yeah, it's a big gear up for that event in Cynthiana.
Yes, very interesting. Well, there's now a 15th case of a locally transmitted Zika virus in South Florida.
The newest case in Miami-Dade County was reported outside of Miami's Wynwood neighborhood, where the nation's first cluster of local infections was reported. Hannah Daniels has the latest on what is now being done to try to combat the virus.
This morning at dawn, insecticide spraying will move from the ground to the air as Miami-Dade County officials begin an aerial assault over a 10-square-mile area surrounding the so-called Zika zone. The CDC says mosquitoes spreading the Zika virus in Miami are proving more difficult to eradicate than expected.
We're not seeing the number of mosquitoes come down as rapidly as we would have liked. That could be because they're resistant to the insecticides being used, or that they're still standing water that they're breathing in.
Experts have warned Zika could spread to other pockets of Miami-Dade County.
The way this will happen is not by the spread of mosquitoes themselves, it's by the movement of infected people. DEET should be Miami's new perfume.
The CDC is encouraging people living in areas where there are mosquitoes that can carry Zika to protect themselves by covering up and using repellent with DEET. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Now, in February, President Obama requested $2 billion in emergency money to try to fight Zika, but Congress left Washington for their summer break without taking any action. With 3 months to go before Election Day, Donald Trump has ignited new tensions with two powerful leaders within his own party. The Republican presidential nominee is refusing to endorse House Speaker Paul Ryan and Senator John McCain in their re-election bids. Trump's statement comes amid intense fallout over his criticism of the family of the late Captain Khan, a U.S. Army soldier who died in Iraq in 2004.
Officials say a deadly wildfire that continues to spread near California's scenic Big Sur was started by an illegal campfire. Authorities are still trying to determine who started the fire and are asking for information from campers who were in the area before the massive fire charred more than 69 square miles and destroyed 57 homes.
Final preparations for the Rio Olympics are underway. Just 2 days to go until the opening ceremonies. The Olympic torch arrives on Rio's shores today for the final leg of its journey before the cauldron is lit at the Maracana Stadium on Friday. Officials have been setting up stepping up security across the city. Thousands of extra troops are being deployed just for the event. Officials are hoping the event, of course, goes off without a hitch, but concerns remain high about several issues, including the country's water pollution, the Zika virus, and problems with accommodations in the athletes' village.
Google is getting ready to deliver goods by drone, and one of the first deliveries will be to the president's doorstep. The White House is testing Google's Project Wing delivery as part of their science and technology policy. The FAA is also on board, saying it hopes drones will be able to fly problem-free before the end of the year. Amazon recently said it will soon start testing drone deliveries in Great Britain. The White House says the drone industry could eventually create nearly $83 billion into the U.S. economy.
Well, it's been a staple in Lexington for several years, and now a local bar and music venue is moving. Business Lexington reports Cosmic Charlie's is leaving its spot on Woodland Avenue. It's been there since 2009. The popular hangout is moving to National Avenue. Once it opens its doors in October or November, BizLex says it will share a parking lot with Mirror Twin Brewing. So a bit of a change there, at least a big change of address.
All right, let's check weather and see if there's any change for us there.
Yeah, I told you guys, jump on Twitter, send me some pictures. I have you guys right here. Here's Michelle Johnson, sent this one in from Salt Lick. Cave Run, Gene Temple, and Jeff Hamlin sending me in some photos of some fog. I told you I'd give you a shout out. I got you. E-Town, not looking too bad if you're heading down at the Bluegrass Parkway, heading that direction towards 65. Frankfort looks good. Florence looks good in northern Kentucky. Moorhead, Jackson, Corbin, that's where you're getting that nasty fog as of right now. So just watch out for that as you're traveling this morning. Like I said, jump on my Twitter, Facebook, show me what's looking like around town, and I told you I'd give you a shout out for you early this morning to get you going. It's 6:56 and we're looking across town and there's nothing going on, so things are looking pretty good. However, look toward the afternoon. Guys, we're looking at that chance. It's a small chance of rain today, but you can see in eastern Kentucky there is the best opportunity. The rest of us, just a slight chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of envious of those folks waking up on Cave Run this morning.
Beautiful out there. There you go.
Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you so much for being with us on WKYT.
Bye-bye.